Crystal. I have been a clinician here for about 12 years. I am a coordinator for the anxiety treatment program. So the anxiety treatment program is here to help kids who come in with pretty severe anxiety. So we're going to get kids from pediatricians, from doctors' offices, from the school, from family friends. What's happening is they're coming in if anxiety is causing impairment. So something is going on that's keeping them from being able to have the quality of life they want. So we might have kids who come in and they're not raising their hand in class, or they're not asking for help. They're nervous to give presentations, and they're not meeting their needs. We might have kids who come in who aren't able to go to birthday parties, or aren't able to spend the night at friends' houses because they're scared to be away from their parents. They come in for lots of different things. We evaluate and decide, is anxiety really causing enough impairment for our treatment program? Because some anxiety is healthy. We don't want to get rid of all anxiety. We just want to bring it down to a healthier level. So we have them come in and we evaluate, and we create a very individualized plan for them, where we're going to help them be able to overcome their fears so they can learn they're strong enough to handle whatever life throws at them. So we have all these different tools that we sometimes use to help them learn those skills. So if we have somebody who's scared of going to the doctor's offices, we might use some medical equipment. If we're scared of needles, we have different types of needles that they can kind of play with. We can kind of try to work with them on different gauges. If we have somebody scared of snakes, we can start with a fake snake or videos of snakes, then we can go into our snake skin. And sometimes we can go and pet snakes. Petland lets us hold some of their snakes sometimes. So we have different options to being able to do exposures. We have social phobia sort of stuff, so we can help kids overcome that fear of what happens if I do something that's embarrassing or people judge me. And so we kind of seek out those situations. We purposely play games that sometimes they think, oh, that's going to be embarrassing. So we play charades in the halls, or we might sing in the halls, or we might go someplace and play games out in public. And we're just helping them have fun and learn they can overcome their anxiety. We also teach them how to kind of calm themselves down. So one of the coping things we're going to teach is like deep breathing. We're going to teach them meditation. We're going to teach them present moment awareness stuff. So this you can use. You put it on your earlobe, and it is going to monitor your heart rate and breath pattern. And so what it does is helps those kids learn how do they really regulate themselves when they're anxious. Because when we're anxious, we get this kind of adrenaline rush, and we get this kind of change in our body, and we want to help them be able to re-regulate that so that they can face whatever's coming in the most controlled manner possible. They're still going to be anxious. We're just going to help them do it as easily as possible. So they're going to put it on their ear, and as they do it, this is going to go up and down, and it's going to guide their breath, and they're going to get like natural kind of visual rewards for their calm breath. And it's going to naturally reward that. Eventually, we're going to take this away, and they're just going to see the reward part. And then we're going to close this down, and they're going to just be able to like practice this. Because our goal is that we teach them how to regulate themselves on their own. Everything we do in the session is we're doing it to take out into the community. Okay, so we also have what we call a virtual reality program, and this we use for kids who have a fear of flying, because we can't always have them get on a plane and fly back and forth to habituate to flying, because we have a limited budget sometimes. And it's storms, because I don't have the control of the weather either, so sometimes this can trigger storms for them. So what this does is this is tied to my computer, and I can trigger like lightning or thunder or a tornado siren, or if we're on a plane, I can have the engine rev, we can do onboarding, we can do flight, lots of different things. And what they're going to do is there's a little phone in here, and they're going to put this on, and then they can hear what's going on, and they can see themselves walking onto the plane or walking around outside, depending on whatever's going on, and they get to have that experience. So we have a little bit more control in planning those exposures, whereas sometimes we can say, oh, we're going to try to trigger this distress, and sometimes it's more difficult because we can't always control stuff like that. On a nice sunny day like this, it's really difficult to trigger distress related to storms. So this is something that helps us be able to help them become uncomfortable, sit in that discomfort, and learn, hey, I'm still going to be okay. It's all going to be all right. I'm strong enough I can handle whatever's going on. An example. So we've had clients who came in and they were so socially nervous around social situations that they weren't engaging in class. They weren't engaging peers. They would really like go to school and go home, and that was it. And this is a kid who loved music and loved singing, and so we got him through some of the exposure stuff to where he was able to join choir, and then he was able to sing a solo for his senior year, audition, and transition into a college program for choir with a scholarship. So he was able to like really have a lot of success with this. We've had kids who were scared of dogs, and we helped them be able to overcome that fear through exposure, like looking at puppies, looking at videos of dogs, playing with puppies, playing with medium-sized dogs, playing with larger dogs. And for this girl, one of the biggest successes was once she was able to go, it was Halloween, and she was able to go knock on doors and ring the doorbell to get her Halloween candy because she wasn't scared of the dogs being behind the door. So that, for her, it was really scary when she thought, oh no, their dog might come out. And so she missed years of trick-or-treating until we overcame this. So this just helps get kids back at their quality of life, helps them be able to have a childhood that sometimes they were going to miss out on if there was a lot of